Hey everybody, Mark here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. You know, most of us only use the candlesticks when trading inside a pocket option. But did you know there is another chart type that not too many people talk about? And that's right over here, and it's called the line chart. You may have seen it before, but how exactly do you use it? You know, it looks totally different. There's not a lot of folks talking about it in the trading community. And all you see is this little blue ball bouncing up and down on the chart. And how do you know when to enter or exit a trade? It's really confusing, or it seems that way. But on this video, I found a strategy that you can use with the line chart that actually gets really good results, if not better results, than the candlesticks. And the way it works is that you have to combine it with an indicator called the stochastic oscillator. So I'm going to show you how to set all this up, and it's really straightforward and pretty simple to use. Now, so of course, the first thing you're going to want to do is set your charts to the line chart. It's the first option. It's right here. And then after that, you're going to want to add one indicator to your chart. So come up here to the top and click on the stochastic oscillator. It's right here. And as soon as you do that, that's going to add this indicator at the bottom of the chart. It's got these little two blue and orange lines going up and down. And don't worry, it's nothing complicated. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this to find reversals in the market. So yes, you can use this indicator and it will show you possibly, it's not 100% accurate, but it can show you where the price is going to go in the future. And so it's really cool. It comes in really handy. A lot of traders have been using this for years. But before we get started, let's adjust a couple settings inside of this indicator. So let's just come right down here. And if you look at the name of the indicator, just to the right of that, you're going to find a little pencil button right here. Look at that. It's a little icon. Go ahead and click on that. And you're going to have some settings for the stochastic oscillator. Now, the right here where it says percentage K period, this is set by default to 14. So it might say 14. This is the only thing that you guys are going to have to change. So set this from 14 and change it to 7. Okay, just knock it down to 7. And then over here on the styles menu, we're going to want to make some changes. Now this is just for usability purposes. So we can make these little lines here on the stochastic oscillator a little bit brighter so they're easier to see. So what I've done here for the blue, orange, and turquoise, and this yellowish color here, I've clicked on these color boxes and I've just selected 2 pixels for the line width. And I've done this for each of these colors. So for the blue, that's 2 pixels. Orange, go ahead and click on 2 pixels. Same for the turquoise, and same for this yellow color right here. Okay. Now there's 2 other things that we're going to change. It's these 2 numbers right here. This is the number for the highest area on the stochastic oscillator. Okay, this would be like the overbought area. And so we're going to want to change this to 95. Just go ahead and select this, change it to 95. And then the bottom box right here, this number, change this to 5. And so this is going to be the oversold area. And I'll explain what all this means. So once you have everything set up like this, then go ahead and click on save and you guys will be all set to go. So if you've got the line chart, you've got the stochastic oscillator on the chart, let me show you how this strategy works. So what I'm going to do, let's get to the current time. And if you click over here on the right side of the chart, you'll find this little arrow. And if you click on that, that'll bring you to the current price. Okay. And so now you can start to see this jumping up and down, but look closely here. What happens when you have the stochastic oscillator, when it reaches that overbought area, which is going to be our 95% mark? It's this turquoise line at the top of the oscillator. Look what happens when it reaches that high of a level, we see a reversal with the price. Look at that. So let's just, you can look back. It's not just this one, but even this one. Look at this. So when the line, the blue and orange lines reach that 95% line, look up here with the price. And you can see as soon as it touches, just a few seconds later, you can start to see a rejection from that area. Look at that. And it just does this like clockwork. Now, guys, it's not 100% accurate. Indicators are really delayed. And so it's not going to be like extremely accurate right up to the last second. And especially with the line chart, because this little bouncing ball here is moving so fast, is that we do have to use a very small time frame. And so that's why today, for this strategy, we're going to be using a 5-second expiry. So right over here, click where it says time and set this to S5. This means that the trades are only going to last 5 seconds. We have to be quick. And now you're not going to be able to select a 5-second time frame unless you're using an OTC market. So just make sure over here on the assets menu, when you're selecting your assets, or when you're selecting your currencies, making sure that you have the initials OTC, which means over the counter. And this is just simulated data from the broker. And this allows you also to trade anytime. So you don't have to wait till the market opens. You can trade on the weekends. You can trade whenever you want with an OTC pair. So make sure to select one of these and that you have a payout of something preferably over 90%. And if you want your assets that you're trading with, if you want them to appear at the top of Pocket Option, just like I have up here, I had a couple of you that have asked me about this, just make sure to click on the little orange star just to the left of these pairs, just right here. Look at that. See, if I click on that, it just adds it right to the top here. Look at that, okay? And if I see anything that has dropped below 90%, I'll go ahead and remove those, because we want the highest payouts possible. And for whatever reason, these payout percentages fluctuate and change all the time during your trading. Okay, so let's jump in here and let's talk about exactly how this strategy works. So I'm going to click on this little arrow here on the right. Boom, that'll bring it to the current price. And one good thing to do if it's not turned on yet is to come over here on the chart settings, and you'll find a little option here. It's called Enable Auto Scroll. Now, typically I have this turned off when I'm using the candlesticks, but if you also have this turned off and you switch to the line chart, it's still going to be enabled. Or it's still going to be off. So make sure to enable that by clicking on this little button. Now you do not have to scroll the chart back and forth. The chart will update and move automatically for you. Look at that. You can see it right now. You can see it just scooting to the left. It's just automatically moving. So wherever the current price is, that will maintain itself and stay centered on the screen. Okay, just something that I want to share with you guys. Let's check this out here. We've got the stochastic oscillator here. It's moving up and down. It looks like we've got an overall downward trend with the price. Okay, we've got a lot of hills and valleys here, but looks like we've got this large, big climb. It went up here and now it looks like it's coming down. Well, this might be a good opportunity to look at the stochastic oscillator and wait for the orange and blue line to reach the top of that oscillator, which is around the 95% mark. And then as soon as that happens, we can wait for a reversal. So look at what's happened here. So as soon as the orange and blue line has reached the 95% line, you can see that just happened right up here. The price has came down. Look at that. So that's how we can kind of predict the future on exactly what it's going to do. Now, before we enter any trades, we have to know the exact trade amount, right? That's one of the most important things. So what is it going to be? $5, $10, $20? How much do we trade with? What is that magic number? Something that we can keep track of? Well, guys, I got you covered. Because every day and every time that I trade, I always use the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager. This is a highly advanced trade manager with mathematical calculations that allows you to win even if you have losses. That's what makes this super, super powerful. Now, all you do, and by the way, this is available to all of the VIP members that are a part of our private Telegram group. I also have a website and videos that explains exactly how all this works. I have a link below down in the description. Also the comments area, you will find a link there. You can go ahead and click on that. That'll take you over to the website. But the way this works is that you enter in your initial capital. So whatever you have inside a pocket option at the moment, just enter that in, right? And so for me, I'm going to put $524, right? That's what I have inside a pocket option. Now, all these other settings here, this is where you control your risk. And now all of this is explained on the website. And we have a website called the Wealth Warriors Alliance, and it's a great membership website. We can go in there and you can get all of our content. And this will explain in great detail what all these options and features mean. But for this video, I'm going to keep this super simple, guys, because all we really need to focus on is the trade amount, which is over here on the left. This is giving us the exact trade amount that we need to use. No more, no less. We don't jinx it. We got to use the exact trade amount that the trade manager gives us, or we are not going to be successful. It's just simple as that, guys. It's really hard to do this on your own or to try to keep track of all this in your mind. What was the last trade amount that I used? How will I get out of this trade? I've had a few losses. How much should I trade with now? My account's down. It creates all this stress when the trade manager takes out all the guesswork for you. So you don't even have to think about it. That's what I really, really love about this. So what we're going to do here is just make sure over here on Pocket Option that right underneath where the time or the expiry is, we have the little box here that allows us to set the amount, right? So this is already set on $1. So let's go ahead and start trading and start using this strategy. So let's just take a look at the line chart and kind of get a feel, but a visualization on what exactly is it doing. Does it look like it's going up or down? It's pretty simple. It's going down, guys. I mean, we can look up here. We've started way up here and now it's just going down. It goes up a little bit, but for the most part, it's on its way down. Now, this can totally change direction at any time, but we want to catch it when we have those trends. So I would say this is pretty much an overall downward trend. And so what we can do in this case is look down here at the stochastic oscillator and wait for the price to touch the top 95% mark on the oscillator before we think about entering a trade. And then catch the reversal as soon as that happens. So that's the goal here. Look, that just happened right there. You touched the very top there of the indicator and look what happened. The price just came right back down. I mean, it's like paint by numbers, guys. I mean, it's really, really simple. So let's go ahead and let's just wait for this. That's came up there. I'm going to go ahead and sell that. And let's just wait and see what happens. So the first trade comes out as a win. Now let's go back and look at what exactly that we did. So I saw the blue and orange line come up to the very top of the oscillator. And you can see that the price has also jumped up in this area. Now, as soon as it hits that top line, it rejects and the price comes down. Look at that. So that's all I did. Now, you're not going to win every single time. That's the whole point of, using the trade manager, is that when we do have those losses, we can still make up and recoup our whatever we spent and earn that money back and more and stay profitable by using the trade managers. But guys, you know you're not going to win every single time. I know we see a lot of videos out there on YouTube. We see, every single trade is a win. Nobody ever has losses. Guys, you know that is not the reality, because you go back, you go to your computer and you try the same thing and it doesn't really work like you saw on YouTube. So you have the loss and then, you're like, oh, I have another loss and this doesn't work. Maybe this strategy just doesn't work. And then you go out on YouTube looking for another strategy, right? And the cycle continues and it just keeps going. Guys, the key here is money management. Money management. It's not the strategy, it's money management. So pick out and choose some strategy that fits your personality, something that you enjoy doing. And you guys know that if you've watched my videos before, we talk about mindset all the time. But I think on this video, you guys want to see me trade. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And let's take a look at the line chart. And what is it doing right now? It looks like it's completely reversed. We've been coming down here. We've touched the bottom and now it looks like it's just going up. So if it's going up and we've touched the bottom of the oscillator, I just went ahead and entered a trade. And we got another one. But how? How did we win that? And let me just go ahead and turn up the volume here a little bit. So how did that happen? Well, we touched down here at the 5% line on the stochastic oscillator. We're going at an upward trend though. And we're anticipating the market bouncing off of this bottom 5% line. And we want that reversal and we want to see the price continue up. And sure enough, as soon as I entered, it just took a bounce and it continued to go upward. And that's exactly what we want. So let's go over here. We've won 2 trades. Now we haven't updated the trade manager because if I mark this as a win, and that's what you're supposed to do, every trade that you take, you set the trade manager a win or a loss. You have 2 options here. If it's a win, you select W. If it's a loss, you select L. And if it is a loss, the trade manager will give you the exact amount for the next trade. Guys, it's not $2. If you lose $1, you don't put in $2. It's not going to be a good day. I'm telling you right now. And it's also a bit too much. Follow the trade manager. It will tell you the exact amount. And a lot of you guys think this is martingale. It's a form of it, but it's not exactly martingale. It's better. And you guys you'll be able to withstand more consecutive losses using the trade manager because there's actually an algorithm behind it. So if you look closely here, I'm not putting in $2 or $3. I'm only putting in $1.90. Okay, so it's not even quite double. So this is something totally different. You guys, some of you may have not seen this before. Now, we've already won 2 trades. And the reason why I haven't updated this is because, first of all, I want to share with you guys more about how the strategy works. But if we do have wins, and if I do win the first trade, with the current settings that I have right now, the next trade amount is going to be 17 cents. And we can't trade with less than $1 inside a pocket option. They're just not going to allow us to do that. So we consider that if we see this amount that's under $1, I'll consider this session completed. And so we've already completed 2 sessions, which is just 2 trades, right? And so let's go ahead and reset this. And what we can do is go back to pocket option and look at our balance now. It's 525.84. So now 525.84, right? Little profits over a long period of time. That's how you guys are going to stay profitable. It's not putting a half of your account into a trade, hoping that you're going to double or triple your account in a few minutes. That's how everybody's blowing their account because their trade sizes are way too big. And if you have a loss, it's extremely difficult to recoup those losses, especially if you don't have any risk management in place. So we've got a new initial capital here. The trade amount for the next trade is still $1. Okay. Now this trade amount, it will grow. It will go up as your initial capital goes up as well. And this is what we call the compounding effect. It's a compounding effect, right? And so that's what really starts to snowball your earnings, is when you can start trading with your capital. As it keeps getting bigger and bigger, you guys are going to have larger trade amounts to trade with. So we've got $1 over here. I still have $1 entered in for my amount. So let's go ahead and continue trading, because this is a combination. It's a little bit of education on how the trade manager works, of course, because I want you guys to get this, because I know you guys are, you're not winning this game. You guys, most of you are, you're losing money. You're going out of your mind. You're stressing out. You're pulling your hair out. And that's not really how it works, guys. It should not be that way. It should be low stress, and you need something to help guide you and give you some type of structure. And the trade manager is here to provide that to you. Okay, so let's go back to Pocket Option and let's go ahead and continue. I'm going to widen this up here at the bottom a little bit. And let's get ready here. So we've got some pretty hot trades to work with. Look at the line chart right now. Take a look at it. It's going up, right? Obviously, it's kind of going up. So, but it looks like the price is coming down. But look, it's hitting the bottom of the stochastic oscillator. When is it going to turn around? Again, it's not 100% accurate. We don't know. But it looked like we did get a nice little bounce there after it has visited the bottom of the oscillator. Look at that. Now it starts to go up. Pretty simple, guys. So let's just keep an eye on this, what it's doing. We want to look at the overall trend. Where's it going? It's going up. So in this case, we want to wait for the blue and orange lines on the stochastic to touch the bottom of the oscillator near the 5% mark. And that's it. Those two things. Watch the trend, watch the lines, oversold, overbought on the oscillator. That's it. That's all you guys have to look at, okay? I want to keep this really simple for you guys. Now, this looks very tempting here because it's overbought here. And look at that. It just comes right down. So it looks like for the most part, we're ended up kind of going in a sideways kind of movement here. So I'm going to wait here, and it's down. It's down. I'm going to go ahead and enter, and I'm a little late on that. Man, so we've got one more second to go, and that is, okay, that's a loss. Now, it looked like it was a win, but as soon as it closed, that little ball went down, and it ended up giving us a loss, and that's totally fine, guys. You're going to have losses. So embrace the losses, but what do you do if you do have a loss? So I'll come over here and mark this first trade as a loss. I'll just put in an L. So that's 190 is going to be the next trade amount. So I'll come over here, enter in 190. That's it. I'm ready to go. I don't have to think about anything. I just follow the trade manager and enter in the exact amounts that it gives me. So it does all the thinking. I don't have to do any thinking, right? I'm just an average dude here, on Pocket Option. So I don't really know, even if I don't know much about trading, I could just use the trade manager, right? And I don't even have to think about it. So let's see what's going on here. We're kind of going sideways, but it looks like it could be going down. If it reaches this or passes up this point right here. Yeah, it looks like it's just really going sideways, guys. It's really up and down. So not really a strong trend at the moment, and that's okay. We don't have to have that super strong trend, but I'm going to wait for this to touch that top again. There it is. Let's go ahead and enter. Just going to go ahead and enter, guys. Let's just go for it. Awesome. So we got a win. Now, we have a win. So what do we do? Back over here on the trade manager, mark this as a win for trade number 2. Trade slot number 2. Mark this as a win. The next trade amount, what is it? and there's a little red background. So what is that telling us? This is a trade alert. This is a red alert notifying us that the trade amount is under $1. See? Trade Manager takes care of all the guesswork. It lets you know that you should not trade with 37 cents or you can't trade with 37 cents. So what must we do? All we have to do is reset. Down here, clicking on the reset button, add another session completed. Now you don't have to keep track of your sessions. We have a session counter that was by high request before we created version 2 of the Trade Manager. So I've added this into the spreadsheet for you guys so you can keep track. There's also a little daily goals feature. If you guys have a goal, something like, let's say you want to make $10, $20, $30, $40 a day, whatever that is, it doesn't matter what it is. The daily goals calculator will tell you approximately how many sessions that you need to complete to reach that goal. Now for me, it's automatically default set. I think it's set at default at $25. So if with a balance of a little over $500, $25, yeah, it's very doable, right? It's going to take you about an hour or so to do that. It depends on the strategy, of course. Some strategies you can trade much faster. The Trade Manager will tell you the sessions that are required for that goal. So for me, it says 23. Now this could be more than 23 and maybe a little bit less. So it's just kind of giving you kind of like a ballpark, an idea of what you could expect in order to reach that $25 goal for the day. And then I would just stop and not over trade, because that's also another thing that the Trade Manager takes into account, is that it prevents you from over trading, which is something very common. You have some wins and you just get addicted and you want more wins and more wins and more wins. No, guys, that is crazy. I mean, we have so many members inside of our private VIP group, and you can look at their testimonials, and I'll leave a link down below for our website, and you can scroll right down here. These members that are seeing consistent results with Pocket Option, they do not overtrade. They reach their target goal for the day and they stop. Okay, or they take a long break. We have members that do like a few sessions in the morning and then they come back in the evenings and complete their sessions. But it's not like an ongoing thing where you're just clicking the button and clicking the button, because I've done live trading on this channel. I've recorded myself for 2 hours trading. And I can tell you guys, after a couple of hours, you have fatigue. You do. Even with the most simplest strategy, you're going to have fatigue. So guys, don't push it too hard. Have a realistic goal of something you want to achieve, whether that's a percentage gain on your account, whether that's an income goal or whatever you want. Stick to that. Once you reach that, stop trading. And, this is what we teach. This is what we stress in the group. This is what we so-called preach in the group. And if you just do this, your results are going to be dramatically different. Okay? So you can go over here. We've got so many screenshots of members seeing incredible results. I mean, look at this. All walks of life. We've got members earning upwards to 4 figures a day consistently and growing their accounts slowly over time for months. It's amazing. And you guys will see more of this. Once you get into the group, you're going to see, we got a lot of members posting screenshots of all of these results. And so let's go back to trading here. So what does a Trade Manager say at the moment? So let's go ahead and update our balance. 526.53. 526.53. So far I like this strategy. It works. I mean, it's a strategy, guys. Most strategies are generally going to give you the same results, right? So if that's the case, what's the problem? What's the missing link? It's managing your trades. It's money management. That's it. I mean, That's why you can't find that strategy that's going to help you and give you that 90% win rate that you so desperately want. And it doesn't really exist, right? Maybe if you do it enough for years and years, maybe you can get that win rate higher if you practice that same strategy, which is I highly recommend. What you do not do is strategy hopping, or what you're doing is strategy hopping. You're going from one to the next, and you never really take the time to refine your skills with that one strategy instead of just going from one to the next. I make videos about different strategies so you guys can find one that works well for you, so you can find something that you connect with. Finding something that works with your own personality, because I like to do things at a much faster pace. So for me, I like to go really, really fast. Now for you may find that stressful. You may want to take a 5-minute trade and get up and go make a sandwich and come back later and see if you won. Everybody's different. So keep that in mind, guys. That's why, we've got all these strategies out there. You just find the one that works best for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a couple more trades here. And the first trade amount, we're back down to $1. So we don't keep trading larger. We got to lower this amount. There we go. And let's see what's going on here. So let's take a look at the line chart. And it's going back and forth because I have the enable auto scroll turned on. It's a little bit jagged. So here's what we're going to do. And this is not paying out at 90%. So let's go ahead and change the asset. And I can do that by holding down Shift and Tab on the keyboard. You guys can turn on the hotkeys. So yes, Pocket Option has hotkeys that some of you do not know about. You can actually take buys and sells using the keyboard. You don't have to use your mouse. Whatever works best for you guys. So let's go ahead and change the chart. You can change the chart and just look for a trend, if it's going up or down. Whatever visually communicates to you that something is a trend, right? Okay, so this is okay. This looks like it's going up. So let's just go ahead and take this one. All right, so we've got the blue and orange lines. They're coming down to the bottom of that stochastic oscillator. I went ahead and entered, right? That was like a knee-jerk reaction there. That was a loss. So back over here on the trade manager, mark this as a loss. Next trade amount, 191. So I can see that trade amount increasing slowly, which is cool. Now we can change the chart, or we can stay on the same chart. If you like the way the chart looks, if it's behaving decently, you can just stay on the same asset if you want to. When I say same chart, I mean the same currency or same asset. And I'll probably just go ahead and remove some of these because these have dropped down to 80%. And let's just go ahead and wait this out. So we've got an upward trend. So I'm going to wait until the blue and orange lines come down to the bottom of the oscillator before I think about entering. And all I have to do is just click buy. That's it. All right, here we go. We're getting close. Boom. I went ahead and entered. I got a little bit of a bounce there, not much. And it looks like we've got another loss. So we've had 2 losses. Let's go ahead and mark this second trade a loss. The next trade amount is 358. Perfect. And let's go ahead and continue. This is all you do. So we've reached the top and we're waiting for that to come down because it looks like we've got this overall downward trend here. Yeah, it's really pushing up pretty strong. Look at that. Waiting for this to come down. There it is. It's hitting the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and enter. And we got about 1 more second to go. That blue ball. We've got another win, guys. That blue ball moves so fast. So you really got to be quick. So we have a win. We've got 2 losses, 1 win so far. Let's come over here, mark this as a win. Now, The next trade amount is under $1. It's 76 cents. So this trading session is completed. Let's come down here and hit reset. And let's come over here and add another session that has been completed. There you go. Now we had 2 losses and only 1 win. But if we look over on the Trade Manager, we can see that the balance is higher. How is that possible? It's all in the numbers, guys. It's all in the algorithm. And so 526.90. Now it's not that much higher because we're trading with such a smaller amount, but it just keeps going up slowly over time. And that's what I want to explain to you guys. That's the power behind this. So 526.91, right? It's 526, but now it's, instead of 526.53, it's 526.91. Okay? Now I want to share with you guys something else. Okay? Let's talk about how to really make more money with the Trade Manager and how to add more risk. This is something that I would only recommend for those of you that, you're using a strategy right now and you know that strategy, right? You've got it down. You know your win rate approximately. Typically, I find that most strategies are around 50%. Most strategies have a 50% win rate. Well, the Trade Manager will tell you the win rate that you need to achieve in order to stay profitable and to avoid blowing your account. It tells you that right here. So you need a 17% win rate or higher to stay profitable. Okay? So let's change the settings here. Let's look down here at the session target. So this means that with these settings, after each session that I do, I'm earning 0.21% on my account balance. Inside a pocket option, 0.21%. What if you want to earn 1% per session, which is really high? That's a little crazy, but let's just keep this even number, right? So here's what you would do. You would go over here to the total trades that you need to complete, and you would lower this number. So currently it's at 12, but I can lower this to 11. Now what this means is that I must win 2 out of 11 trades. But the win rate, I only have to get an 18% win rate or higher. And if you look inside a pocket option, the average win rate is 50%. Sometimes it's a little bit lower, somewhere between 45 and 50%. And some of those really good traders out there, it's higher than 50%. Maybe it's like around 55% or 58%. So if you want to put on and take on more risk, if you're comfortable with that, right, then you can increase and adjust these settings. So if I lower this down to 10, now each and every session that I do is going to earn me 0.76%. Look at that. And now every winning session, if I have 2 winning trades, it's going to earn me $4. But guys, we're doing multiple sessions here. Now, for some of you setting out to win 2 out of 10 trades, that's much more riskier. So what I would do is increase this amount. So you only have to win 2 out of 12 trades, not 2 out of 10 trades. So I've got a lot more room to work with, a lot more room. And in the future, we've got the new version of the Trade Manager is coming out, version 3, which is going to allow you to have even more than 13 trades. So if you guys want to spread this out even further, you'll be able to do that with the new version. But you don't need the new version to be profitable. You just need what you're looking at on the screen right now. So now over here with the daily goals, you can set your daily goals, guys. If 23 sessions, that's not very much. I could do 23 sessions in an hour very easily. It's not going to take me very long. And if I complete 23 sessions, that's 4.74%. on my account after this is all said and done. That's for the whole day. And so that's pretty powerful. Earning, almost 5% a day on your account. I mean, if you do the math, guys, over the course of like 30 days, that can be very, very powerful, right? So that's kind of like in a nutshell how this whole thing works. And you can get access to everything, all of our strategy videos, all of our spreadsheets and calculators and trade managers over on the website. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, right? Like, what is the cost, And so what I've done, I've made this extremely affordable for most of you. And not only that, but this is a one-time fee. Okay? This is not something that you have to pay every single month, because I don't know about you. Sometimes I have those bills. I know they're coming in, and I don't have to stress about that. And you don't have to stress about that, is that knowing you have another fee coming in every month, right? So what I've done is just one time. And I think you're going to be very surprised at the price, because I've priced this down as low as it can go. You guys are going to get access to all of the spreadsheets, the trade manager, all the exclusive video training, not only how to use the trade manager so you guys can see the profits, but also videos about strategies. And some of those strategies I don't even have on my YouTube channel. We keep those secretive within the group. And we also have member submissions. So when members are ultra successful, and we have some of those, they post videos inside the group. So I've included all those videos inside of the private members area. So you guys can kind of watch those videos, and so you can kind of see what they're doing. And that's like the most popular, most favorite part of the membership website, is that you actually get to see real results from real people, real members. I'm a real person too. I'm not a robot or like an AI person. But you actually get to go in there and see, from just ordinary people just like you, getting those great results and exactly what they're doing. What are their settings? What's the strategies that they're using? It's all in the group. We also have a community of over 1,000 people, guys. We have ongoing support. We're there to answer your questions. It's a great place to be. It's a positive environment if you're looking for a place to go. If you're just a positive person, you like to keep things that way, this group is perfect for that. Okay? We've got several strategies and so many great testimonials and reviews and screenshots of incredible results. That's all I got to say. I'm even blown away myself. I come onto the group every day and I'm looking at what you guys are doing as members, and I am just blown away at the results. I can't believe it. And you can trade anywhere that you want, anytime, anywhere. If you're using an OTC market, you can trade 24/7. Doesn't matter which time frame you're on. If you're on a boat, on a plane, waiting at the coffee shop, it does not matter. With binary options, you've got those OTC markets to trade with. You've got great strategies now. And you've also got one of the most powerful things that a lot of the other traders, like the Forex and future traders, something that they don't have, and that's a trade manager. And a lot of them aren't using things like this, but that's what we have. For those of you trading binary options and pocket option, we provide and give you access to these very powerful tools. So there you go, guys. Try this out. I think it's a great strategy, but any strategy will work as long as you guys have money management. So I wish you all the best of success, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.